situation that it began teaching the principles of honest dealing to its babies in Ukraine.
And also, throughout the formative years, temptations were kept out of the way of the young people so that their honest could have every chance to harden and solidify every part of their very bone.
The neighboring towns were jealous of this honorable supremacy and affected to sneer at it, calling Hadleyburg vain. But in reality, Hadleyburg was an incorruptible town.
And in the press, all would acknowledge that the mere fact that the young man hailed from Hadleyburg was all the recommendation he needed when he went forth from his native town to seek responsible employment.
Hadleyburg, you're from Hadleyburg, young sir?
Yes, sir.
Why, I should be delighted. Hadleyburg! Hadleyburg! Clear now, you fellows. I was here first.
But at last, in the dreadful time,
Hadleyburg, they were out to
possibly without knowing, certainly without caring, for Hadleyburg is sufficient unto itself, and cared not a rap for
Still, it would have been well to make an exception in this case.
years of good bad.
And
During a whole year, he had his memory line.
spent all of his leisurely moments trying to invent a compensating satisfaction for this.
He contrived many plans, but all of them were good.
None of them were quite sweeping enough.
The poorest of them had a great many ways. But what he wanted was a plan that would comprehend the entire town.
And not let so much as one person escape ignorance.
At last, he had a fortunate idea,
I will,
which fell into his brain and filled his whole head.
I will corrupt the town.
6 months later, he went to Hadleyburg to ride at the house of the old bank cashier about 10 hours. Come in.
Pray, madam, keep your seat. I will not disturb you. There, now it is pretty well concealed. One would hardly know it's there. May I see your husband a moment, madam?
No, I'm sorry, young man. He's gone to Bristol and might not return before morning.
Very well. It is no matter. I merely wanted to leave it in that sack in his care, to be delivered to the rightful owner when he shall be found. He does not know me. I merely passing through town to discharge a matter which has long been in my mind. My errand is now complete. I go, pleased, in a little crowd, and you'll never see me again. There's a note attached to the sack explaining everything. Good night, madam.
Young man? Young man? What? Heavens, whatever can all this? Mr. Richard's not at home? To be published.
This sack contains gold coins weighing 160
60 pounds, 4 ounces? Mercy on us! The door not locked. What? I am a foreigner, and am presently going back to my own country to remain there permanently.
I'm grateful to America for what I have received at your hands, and to one citizen of Hadleyburg I'm especially grateful for a great kindness done to me here to me. I was a gambler. I say I was. I was ruined. I arrived at Hadleyburg late at night, hungry and without a penny. I begged in the dark. I was too ashamed to beg in the light. I begged of the rights man. He gave me $20.
Mercy on us, so much money.
$20. That is to say, he gave me life for not a bad money and made myself rich and became
Oh, dear me. Gambling money.
But finally, a remark which he has made to me has at last conquered me and saved the remnant of my morals. I shall gamble no more. I have no idea who that man was, but I want him to have this money to give away, throw away, or keep as he pleases. If I could, I would find him myself. But this is an honest town, an incorruptible town, and I know I can trust it without fear.
Well, I should hope so.
This man can be identified by the remark which he has made to me. I feel persuaded that he will remember it. Publish this present writing in your local paper with instructions that 30 days from now, the candidate will appear at Town Hall. With his note, sealed in an envelope, and handed in to Reverend Burgess if he should be kind enough to have it.
Reverend Burgess? Why, of all people.
If correct, and the true remark you will find sealed in the sack. Let the money be delivered with my sincere gratitude. Yours sincerely,
signature. Lord, forgive me, such language falling from my lips.
Mrs. Richards sat down, gently quivering with excitement, soon lost in thankfulness.
Oh, what a strange, what a fortune for that kind man who set his bed afloat upon the waters. Only it had been my Edward. He was so poor, so old and so poor. I wish I could come and take it to the bank. A burglar might come at any moment. Edward, I'm so glad you could come.
Mary, what is all this?
Then his wife told him the great secret.
160 pounds. Why, Mary, that's $40,000. Not 10 men in the village have that much money. Oh, think of the noise it'll make. No one would trust such a thing to anyone but Hadleyburg. I must go now to the printing office before they close.
No, but stop! Don't leave me here alone with it, Edward.
But he was gone. Not far from his own house, he met Ochs, the editor of the proprietor of the paper.
Take a breath, Edward.
Gosh, that's a great story for you. Get it in your paper.
Well, I'll see what I can do, but... Mr. Richards? Mr. Richards? Now, where did he run off to so fast? 160 pounds of double gold eagles? Jehoshaphat, what a story! Johnny, where's that copy? Johnny!
Oh, yes. Richards and his wife sat down to talk the charming story.
You are in no condition for this.
The first question was, who could have been a citizen to give this stranger $20? Edward Linton seems strange to a straight order from the Reverend Burgess to look at the money. He's the most hated man in town.
Mary, Burgess is not a bad man.
Nonsense.
He isn't. It was just that one thing. All of his unpopularity was based on one thing that made so much noise.
As if that one thing wasn't enough.
Plenty, only he wasn't guilty of it.
Not guilty of it. Edward, everyone knows he was guilty.
Mary, he was innocent.
And how do you know?
Because it was me! My testimony could have saved him. I knew it, but I just hadn't the gut to do it. It was a coward.
No, I don't think it would have done for you to pursue him. One mustn't. What would it be?
It was a difficult road, and she got mired.
Well, we couldn't afford it, Edward. We couldn't. What he thinks of us now.
He doesn't suspect a thing. The town was all run up and planning to feather and tar him and ride him out on the rail. I went to his house privately and gave him warning and he left. So it was safe to come back.
Edward, if the town had found out.
Hadleyburg.
Hadleyburg?
By breakfast time, Hadleyburg the Incorruptible was on every lip in America, from Montreal to the Gulf, from the glaciers of Alaska to the orange groves of Florida, and millions of people were discussing the stranger and his money sack.
And wondering if the right man would be found.
And hoping some more news about the matter comes soon. Right away.
Chapter 2. Hadleyburg Village Book, World Celebrated.
Astonished. Happy.
Thanked.
Vain beyond imagination.
Why, this thing adds a new word to the dictionary. Hadleyburg, synonym for incorruptible.
Yeah.
Reporters beginning to arrive from everywhere to verify the sack, and cashing freehand pictures of the sack. And the Richards house, and the bank, and the Presbyterian church, and the Baptist church, and the town hall where the test would be applied, and damnable portraits of the Richardses.
And Pinkerton the baker.
And Editor Cox.
And the foreman.
And the Reverend Burgess.
Yes.
They even made pictures of Jack Halliday, loafing, good-natured, no-account itinerant fisherman.
Why, this town's final reputation for honesty and
That mean, smirking, oily little Pinkerton showed the sack to all comers and rubbed his nasty
and the epic making in the matter of moral regeneration.
Then a change came. It was a gradual change, so gradual that its beginnings were hardly noticed, sent by Jack Howard.
Why, everybody becomes so moody, thoughtful, and absent-minded that I could rob the meanest man in town with a cent out of the bottom of his breeches pockets and not disturb his recreation.
The streets were empty and desolate. Mr. Richards and his wife sat at home apart from the kitchen, miserable and thinking. Their lifelong habit of reading, dating, contented chat, and paying neighborly calls was dead and gone forgotten. The whole town sat at home now.
Trying to guess that remark.
This hope was impossible. I'm going to bed. What's this? Edward? But where did this letter come from? It's Saturday.
Oh, it was a special delivery before supper. Hey, is everything all right?
Read the letter. Read it.
He did.
I am a stranger to you, but no matter. I have something to tell you.
I've just arrived home from Mexico, and have learned of Hadleyburg, as you can see by the postmark. I live in quite a distant state. Now, you do not know what that remark is, but I do, and I'm the only living person who does.
There. This is the remark. You're far from
being a bad man. Go and reform. Signed, Howard L. Stevenson.
Edward, the money's ours.
That same evening, the postman had delivered a letter to each of the other principal citizens of Hadleyburg.
19 letters in all.
Chapter 3. The town hall had never looked finer. The platform at the end was backed by a showy draping of flags. The gallery fronts, clothed in flags, and the supporting columns swayed in flags. The house was full.
The 412 fixed seats are occupied.
Also the 68 extra chairs which are packed into the aisles.
When the Reverend Mr. Burgess rose and laid his hand on the sack, he could hear his microbes and all. The place was so still.
Under my hand, my friends, is a stranger's eloquent recognition of what we are. Through him, the world will henceforth know what we are. The remark which I made to the distressed stranger was this: you are very far from being a bad man. Go and reform. We shall know in a moment if the quote here corresponds with the one concealed in the sack. It undoubtedly will. This sack of gold shall belong to a fellow citizen who will henceforth stand before the nation as the symbol of the special virtue that has been placed upon our town and has made it famous throughout the land. Mr. Bilson!
Bilson, $20 to a stranger or anybody?
Why don't you rise, Mr. Wilson?
Because I have a right to. Perhaps you would like to explain to the court why you rise, Mr. Bilson.
With great pleasure, because I wrote that paper.
That is an impudent falsity. I wrote it myself.
Order! Order! There evidently has been a mistake. Mr. Wilson gave me an envelope, which I remember he did. I still have it. The remark which I made to the unhappy stranger is this: you are far from being a bad man. Go and reform. Signed, Thurlow G. Wilson.
There, that settles it. Sneak, thief,
Liar.
Mr. Burgess, open that sack and read that paper.
You are far from being a bad man. Go and reform. Or, mark my words, someday for your sins, you will die and go to hell for having it. Try and make it the former.
That's got the hallmark on it.
Wait, Reverend Burgess is pulling something else.
This letter was also given to me, not to be read until all the other communications.
Read it.
Come on, read it, read it.
You are far from being a bad man. Go and reform. Signed by Mr. Pinkerton, the banker.
Three symbols of incorruptibility.
Wait, the Reverend Burgess
Together with those examined, I have 19.
I move you, open them all.
I second. All those in favor?
Aye!
My friends, you have known us, me, Mrs. Richards, all our lives, and I think you've liked us and respected us.
Please take your seat, Mr. Richards. Robert J. Titmarsh, you are
Far from being a bad man.
Oscar B. Wiley.
The list dwindled. The poor Richardses keeping tally of the count, planning what to say when their humiliating privilege came to rise.
Who's next? It's about 18.
Next.
You seem to have miscounted. There's none left.
Let's go. They're saved.
3 cheers for the cleanest man in town, the one solitary important citizen in it who didn't try to steal that money, Edward Richards.
And Mary Richards!
Listen, there's another document inside the sack, a postscript. P.S. Citizens of Hadleyburg, there's no test remark. Nobody made one. There isn't any pauper stranger nor any $20 contribution. These are all inventions. Allow me to tell my story.
It will take but a word or two. Any other man would have been content to kill one or two of you and call it even. The dead do not suffer. I wanted to damage every man and woman in this place, not in their body or their estates, but in their vanity, a place where the feeble and foolish-minded are most vulnerable. You were easy game.
You were so proud of your old and lofty reputation for honesty. As soon as I found out that you carefully kept yourselves and your children out of temptation, I knew how to proceed. I corrupt Hadleyburg that ain't corrupted. Friends, these are not gold coins, they're only gilded discs of lead.
All right now, folks, what am I bid for this beautiful fountain of funny money? 1,500, 50, 30, 30, 40, 40 it is. All rolling, ladies and gentlemen, keep it rolling. 50, next up rolling, going 50, 50, 400. 200, superb, 250, go 300, go for $500.
$5,000. And I pledge another $5,000 to the only honest man in town. Mr. Richards!
Three cheers for the Richardses. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Chapter 4. At home, the Richardses had to endure compliments and congratulations until almost one. Then they are left to themselves.
Compliments always taste good. Until now.
You folks are missing. God bless you both.
Why, Mary, there's a lot more than $5,000 here.
I'm a disappointed man. Your honesty is beyond temptation. I had a different idea, but I wronged you in that.
I honor.
This town is not worthy because of the hem of your garment. I have lost. Take the whole pot. You're entitled to it.
Why, Mary, there's a lot more than $5,000 here. There's $40,000 here.
Edward, perhaps that's him again. Maybe it's not too late. We can still save.
You saved me once, in a difficult time. I saved you last night. It was at the cost of a lie, but I made the sacrifice free. I do believe that you should believe that I am at least a grateful man. It'll help me to bear my burden.
Signed, James Burgess. Help me to bear my burden. Oh, Mary, I wish I were dead. Wish I were just out of it all.
Within 24 hours, their consciences quieted down, discouraged. The old couple were to learn now that a sin takes on new and real terrors. There's a chance that it could be found out. In the night, the doctor was called. News went round that the old couple was seriously ill, prostrated by the sight.
Exhausted by their good fortune.
The town was distressed.
The old couple were about all it had left to be proud of now. The news got worse quickly.
We got a guess and you put the money in some safe.
The money is destroyed. I saw the hellbrand on it and knew it was from Satan to betray me to sin. I want to die like a man, not a dog. I was clean once, artificially like the rest. But I signed a lie and claimed that miserable sack. Burgess thought I had done him a favor once. In ignorance and gratitude, tried to do the same for me. I was a coward, and I let him suffer disgrace.
And the old man passed away, like his dear wife.
Last of the sacred nicotine, fallen prey of fiendish sack.
The town was stripped of the last rags of its ancient glory.
Its mourning was not shown.
When it was deep,
By act of legislature,
upon prayer and petition,
Hadleyburg was allowed to change its name to